What's up everyone? Today's video we're going to be going over 5 simple FIRE objectives. FIRE stands for Financial Independence and Retire Early. Alright, so let's dive on into objective number 1. That's objective that can push you forward towards your dreams or maybe your goal that you have of financial independence. So number 1 is invest in yourself. So objective number 1. Okay, so what I think reason why I'm saying this one as one of the number one reason to do it is that investing in yourself is the best thing you can do, right? I mean, that is you. That is how you're based off how you're getting paid, right? In your job and other things like that. So if you can invest in your education to help yourself provide more value in your job and to potentially get a raise or to make you better in your business if you own a business or to make you a better salesman. I always know in my life, whenever I have invested in education or coaching or mentoring or reading books as well, and just watching other people like that or partnering up with others, that's always helped me out the most on pushing me forward by raising my income, helping me invest better, and other things like that. So always be investing in yourself. Definitely the easiest way to do that is, free ways is you can be healthy. You can be reading books. You can be, whatever you're spiritually calm and mentally and emotionally stable as well. You can be studying on that. Then also you can be working on then also your skills. So things that you know how to do. Working on your Excel skills, right? That helps. Your programming, your sales skills and abilities, how you talk to people, how to converse with people, your real estate education and skills like that. So all of those things really add up. So I definitely think you need to be working on yourself so that way you can get promotions or find more jobs or get headhunted to another company or start a business idea, help out your partners or your employees or whoever you're working with, whatever it may be that you're doing. All right, so on to number 2. Something that is a simple objective is to automate your savings. And I would call it savings and spending. Okay, so kind of on this topic is, you just need to automate that 10% savings. That's the minimum I suggest. I have another video that you do eventually, the real wealthy, the people that are financially independent, retire early, save about 50% of their income, 40 to 50. They really have an aggressive saving goal, but let's start with, the basic of 10%, automate that, put it in a black hole account or I put mine into a life insurance policy or into paying down one of my HELOCs that I have. So that's kind of how I automate my savings. Okay, but also your spending. So then I go from that, I also just try to automate like what I'm making and put it into the things that are of most importance, because what happens, according to the law of entropy, chaos happens. So if you're not keeping a system organized, it's going to get disorganized. So if you're not organized with your money, it's just going to go all over. Now, I'm not perfect at this, but I definitely plan the most important spending things and spend those first. So I spend on savings. Then the next thing I spend on is my investing. Okay, so I plan my investing first. If I know I'm going to be making X or Y or Z coming from my incomes or a sale or just your general job that you have, well, I just know, hey, I'm going to tuck away this portion into investing or this deal or be looking for a deal or for another rental property to buy or something like that. So then it is investing. Then after that, I do plan on spending some money on education. So personally for me, my education right now is on a business coach and mentor that helps me out, helps me with directing me on how to run my team and business. Also, my education is on books. So I buy several books. I try to buy 12 books a year and read them all, mainly business stuff, communication, tactics, other things like that. So then I have a certain amount of dollar into education. And then, of course, after that is travel. So I find that really important. That's an important thing. If I don't save for it, it's not going to happen, right? It'll be dumped off into life and all those other little trinkets and your mortgages that you have and your rent or whatever you're paying, right? So you need to kind of prioritize these first, which is basically travel / family time together, because that's important to me as well. So these all create really just time for this. Then kind of just the rest, you have life, your other things that you have to spend on your utility bills, your mortgage, car payment if you have one, other things like that. So automate your savings and spending. Make it automatic, because if you don't, it's going to go all into just life and on other stuff that's not very important. Where if you put it to the important things first, then this will find a way to spend the rest no matter what. So if you leave one of these things out, it'll probably just be sucked up into here or into there, where these are the two most important things. Okay, so third topic, a simple thing to have financial independence and retire early objective is pay off high credit. High interest credit. So what this is talking about, just what you do is just track what you're spending, be aware of all of your loans and everything like that, and just look at the interest rates and look how much that's costing you and pay off those high interest rates. If anything's over 10%, 7%, you should be paying those down, like credit card debt or anything like that. So really focus on that debt snowball. You don't really want to be using those type of credit things unless it's for, like, I don't know, some killer investment where you're going to make, a 20% plus return, so the delta is double that. But there's plenty of lower interest out there, especially in this market cycle of where we're at. Money is cheap and easy to come by. Interest rates are low. So either think of refinancing into 0% interest credit cards. Those are available out there if you have a 18 to 20% interest rate credit card. You just got to work on your credit score a little bit or pay that down a bit. Get your credit above 680 or something, and you can get 0% interest credit cards and balance transfer it over to there. So that's one thing right there. And then pay that credit card off and really aggressively do it, because those 0% interest rates only last for a while. Then also, though, in terms of my personal philosophy, if you do have low interest debt or credit, like, I would strategically keep that as long as the money that I have sitting around is making a better interest rate than what that is. So for example, if I had a car loan of, $30,000 car loan or $20,000 car loan at a 2 or 3% interest rate, that's not really high interest. So I have, 10 grand to pay that down. Well, I would probably be like, okay, I have this 10 grand. Would it be better invested in savings? Well, my savings rate is only 2%. So it might be better in not be better in my savings and pay that off. But if I have an investing strategy that makes me 7% or 10% or 15 or 20%, or an education that I know if I do this education, I can make $5,000 on that education that I spent, that's a 50% return. Or, or in travel, you kind of weigh out your opportunity costs and life costs. So that's why, like me, I would probably not pay those down. I'd rather invest them into something that will make me a better return, and then just keep paying, of course, the minimums on those, like a house mortgage or your car loan or student loans. Theoretically, my philosophy is kind of just let those ride out, because paying those down, I have better investments, better ROIs than doing that alternative. But if it's a high interest rate, I would definitely focus on those and pay those down. So fourth big thing, and it's so simple, and I'm surprised how many people don't do it, is track your net worth. So I would say you at least need to do this quarterly. Guys, it doesn't need to be fancy. Just, all your assets, all of your liabilities, do that. I do it monthly personally, been doing it for years. It has really just helped me. I think the biggest part is just see above the weeds, right? You're climbing the mountain, you can't see across the tree line, but once you get to the top, you see everything. So this kind of gives me a little peek of where I'm going, and really excites me when I see things go up or down. I learn from it and can kind of just have like a monthly little planning session actually with my wife. I just sit down and say, hey, here's how we did this month. Here's how much we made, how much we spent, where we're spending money, what are our assets, how they're appreciating, our real estate's going up, or our investments or the stocks are going up and down. And we kind of just talk about each thing and just think, what's the best investment here? What's going good? What's going bad? So do that. What gets measured gets managed, right? And if you're not measuring it, it's just going to go crazy. So if you're not focused, if you're not seeing how close you're getting to financial independence and retire early, how can you stay motivated? How can you know that you're getting there, or how long that'll take? So track your net worth, real important thing to do. I have a video on that as well. So then 5, start investing. You are not going to be able to save your way, in my opinion, to financial independence and retire early. I mean, it just takes so much longer. I would start investing and start focusing on things that make you money while you sleep, right? So that is cash flowing assets or investments. So I, of course, know what that is. Memphis Investment Properties. We provide fully stabilized, rent-ready turnkey properties with tenants in place. So that way you can buy a rental property, the tenants start paying down that mortgage, and you get a little bit left over for cash flow. So you're making money while you sleep investing in real estate. We provide those services for you and are happy to help you out. Check out our website link below. But what I think really with investing, I would probably say if you're just starting out, you don't have much going on, or even if it's something you're considering, I first would consider buying a personal house, and if you could, try to do it via house hack. So what I mean by house hack, maybe I should create a video on it, is buying a house with either you can rent out the rest of the rooms to a roommate if you're kind of a single guy or just a newly married couple, or buying a house and having a duplex on it, or a mother-in-law suite apartment, or a fourplex, or a triplex, and rent out the other rooms to where basically your roommates or your tenants in the house that are living with you, they're paying all of your mortgage or a big portion of it. That really greatly reduces your cost of living, right? You're basically like 25 to 30% of people's expenses every month is towards their housing. So what if you could completely wipe that off? Completely wipe away your biggest expense by being paid by someone else. Think about that, guys. You could grow 25 to 30% quicker than you already are on your way to financial independence, right? So house hack. Then B, home ownership, own a home. I would think about investing. Like, I think one of the first ways to start investing, if you're renting, depending on the market you're living in, if you're in an expensive market, it sometimes makes more sense to rent than to own. But in this time, but I also think you should try to buy a personal house if you can buy it within a reasonable area and affordability for yourself. Because what's awesome about that, let's say what's nice is that you get those awesome loans. You get the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mae loans that are 5% down, or you can get an FHA loan as low as 3.5% down. So you can put 5% down on a house. And in this market, most properties are appreciating at least 5% a year. So within 1 year, you're getting 100% ROI on that, right? Like, let's say, just theoretically, you buy a 100K house and you put 5K down and it appreciates 5% to 105, you've just made basically 100% ROI on that investment, right? Plus, that's not even including the principal pay down and everything else in between. You can write off some mortgage interest and things like that as well. So I believe home ownership is your easy, simple objective to that. Then some other ways with investing, of course, rental properties. So once when you own a home or a house hacking, rental properties. So obviously you can buy one from us that we have available for you, or go find one on your own. Buy it and fix it up and everything like that. We try kind of streamline this whole process if you're a busy professional and have some money sitting on the sidelines for a 20% down payment on a 100K house. Let's say this 100K house rents for $900, $950, or maybe $1,000 a month. The mortgage on that is $400 or $500. So let's say you have another $500, put another $300 towards expenses, and next thing you know, you're cash flowing $150, $200 a month on a $20,000 investment. So that's getting you around I think like a 10 to 12% cash on cash return, plus all those other advantages. So another thing about investing, of course, I would think about stocks with high dividends. That's awesome because you get some passive income there. And then, or potentially think about Bitcoin, kind of a popular topic right now. Might be something to buy on the dip when that's going down, everything like that. Just research those things. What I think, though, my number one type of philosophy on here, really people that succeed, is that they invest for the long term, meaning 5 years plus. I have seen so many investors be successful by just simply putting money into an asset and just forgetting, managing it, but just forgetting about it, not thinking about selling short term and just thinking about the long term market benefits and long-term compounding interest going on. So those are the 5 simple financial independence, retire early, FIRE objectives for you guys. Hopefully you like this video. If you have lasted to the end of this video, you need to be subscribing to our YouTube channel. We are going on the up and up. We just hit 1,000. We're looking for more subscribers. Please comment, like on our videos. Tell your friends about us. Have a good one.